He was put in the lime kiln and he came out without any boil on the body. So it is happening in the lives of devotees. There is a total psychological transformation inside. Blotting out of the doership. He clearly understands he is a doer, and when he is a doer, results also belong to the doer, not to me. But in our case, what happens? Though we consider God as the person who is doing, we somehow want the results for us. And that too, when the results are good, it is ours. And when results are not favorable and negative, it goes to God. Kitten never has this choice. Simply accepts. Sri Ramakrishna gives a funny, humorous example like this, where there is a combination of these two approaches. A man was having a hut on the hill slope, and one day he found a great cyclone coming, and the house was to be blown out. He was praying loudly, "Oh God, protect me!" But the wind was gathering more and more speed. And he told, "Oh, Varuna Devata, Ramachandra is inside this house. Prabhu Ramachandra, please save the house." But he found one or two leaves started blowing from the roof. "Hello, Varuna Devata, don't do it. Lakshmana is staying in this house. At least take care of him." Nothing. Few more leaves started flying. That told, "Your son Varuna Devata, Hanuman, Pavanaputra Hanuman is staying. At least have some consideration for him." Then the whole house blew away. And Sri Ramakrishna says, ultimately he told, "Salar gor chole gaye." A rascal's house, it was blown away and he came back quietly. So it's a beautiful combination. First, he made an effort to pray to God, or didn't listen. Then he told, "Rascal's house, it has gone, let it go." How beautifully he reconciled the psychological disaster, is it not? Suppose if he had not accepted, he would have started beautiful poem on God, cursing him, criticizing him, blaming him. So this Manjara Nyaya, it requires tremendous psychological effort. To do is easy. To do a thing, something is easy, because it satisfies, nourishes our ego, and we get puffed up. Oh, something I have done, is it not? Right or wrong, that is another thing, but I have done it. That I have done, that is one of the most intoxicating liquor. But here, don't do anything. Not doing is one of the most difficult thing. Yet waiting for the result to come. So the mewing of the cat is an extraordinary psychic talent, psychological talent, where we are totally resigning and waiting for the God to act. And when God acts, whatever He does, it must be fully accepted by us without any murmur. Then only the stotra Sarva Mangala Mangalya becomes appropriate when we pray. Otherwise we pray Sarva Mangala Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadike. And God says, "I have done it for your favor only." But we don't accept it. In the life of Ramakrishna, I have told this incident in the last visit also. Such an event takes place and people misinterpret the intentions of God as per their limited vision and intentions. Lakshmi Didi was a great favorite of Sri Ramakrishna, and as her marriage was arranged and it was informed to Sri Ramakrishna that Lakshmi Didi is going to be married, oh, she is going to become a widow. And Hridayaram was shocked. He told, "Mama, is this the Mangala Vachana you are uttering for Lakshmi? When somebody is going to be married, we pray for her goodness, auspicious things to come. And moment we told, and your words are so dangerous, never it will fail. And she is going to become a widow. What you have done, Mama?" And Sri Ramakrishna told, "I have not done anything. Jagadamba herself is talking. But still, for Lakshmi, should you bestow such words? And he told, yes, she will become a widow. Then suddenly goes into the ecstatic trance and he says, Mother herself has spoken, if Lakshmi marries a man from this earth and leads a family life, disaster will come to her. She is a Shitala Devi's Amsha. Shiva alone can lead a married life with her. If she leads a married life with a human being of this earth, all the chain series of karma will come and she will have a disastrous life. And she married and husband died. She became a widow. For the worldly people it looks very bad, ill omen. But Sri Ramakrishna, who could see behind the events of life, behind the screen of this mundane life, he understood that that was a danger. And what appeared like a curse, it became a benefit, a blessing for us. So many times in our life, when we start resigning to God and something appears, we think, oh God, what a curse it is, what a thing you have sent. But in the long time, as we wait, suddenly we find the same thing becomes a blessing. Is it not? In a hurry, in a haste, we make decisions. God never decides in haste or hurry. There is a mentality to wait and watch and to accept things as they are coming, as Krishna tells in the Gita. God himself does the Yoga Kshema. So if you are supposed to get some dukkha, God will bring it only for your benefit. That everything that is happening to us, when we have resigned to God, we must transform the mind into that state where the unquestioning ability has to be developed. Yes, it's all happening because of God. When sorrow comes, misery comes, anguish comes, agony comes, take it, oh Lord, what a wonderful thing you have done to me. Definitely you are not a fool. You must have superior intelligence, otherwise why it will come to me? Of all the people why I should suffer, that question can be turned. Of all the people why I should suffer, because God is taking care of me. So He is giving this suffering to me. He has given a lot of sufferings to the caterpillar inside the cocoon, is it not? A boy thought, who was taught in the botany class, that the cocoon carries the caterpillar inside and the caterpillar has to make lots of efforts to break that cocoon and come out. Out of great sympathy, when the teacher was inside to bring some more butterfly, the boy took a stick and broke the shell of the cocoon and the larva, it came out. And it fell on the ground and he jumped with joy and told, Teacher, today I have done an act of kindness. I have broken the prison walls of this caterpillar. Now it will develop wings and it will fly. I have set the road for freedom to this creature. And after 1 hour in the hot sunlight, the worm died without becoming a butterfly. The teacher told, what a thing you have done. God is more merciful than you. In the very process of breaking the cocoon, there is a chemical secretion which brings the wings to the butterfly. So God had provided that technique, so that slowly doing like this, as the caterpillar or the larva worm inside will hit the shell, it will break, and in the process the very effort will develop wings, and as soon as it is broken, the butterfly will take the wings. So in our life also, as we take up the Marjara Nyaya, the ability to unquestioningly accept the happenings, events of life must be developed. So that is the Marjara Nyaya, where the surrender has got its totality. Slowly we have to develop, cultivating the habit of offering everything to God. Joy comes, offered to God. Misery comes, offered to God. Failure, success, good, bad, everything. Develop a tendency first by orally telling it, Sri Krishna Arpanamastu, Lord, I accept whatever you give. And slowly you will find there is a great change in the psychological field of our personality. That's why the Indian rishis, genius as they were, produced temples. Standing in front of the stone image, a man says, oh Krishna, unbearable, Muruga, what you have done. And in the very process of shouting in front of Muruga, Krishna, the psychological pressure eases out. Otherwise you would have gone mad. Or psychic analyst or psychiatrist would have taken lots of money from him. He puts 10 rupees in the wound, gets a psychological treatment, comes out, Muruga, wonderful. One coconut enough. Is it not? We can do it. This is a brilliant method from our rishis. Go to Lord, shout at him, talk to him, express everything. And then ultimately you told Lord, it is you who are doing it. Okay, whatever you have chosen, I accept it. Not with a sense of failure, but with a sense of fulfillment and strength. Okay Lord, I understand that I can't understand. And I understand that you can understand everything better than me. So I accepted it. Let me see what is going to happen afterwards. Recently I had an incident about Subramanian Swami. Somebody questioned me, what is success and failure? It was very difficult to define it. I was in IIT Guindy and one of the Prime Minister whose financial policies I criticized, in a wrong method illegally she forced me to be suspended and she removed me. And because of that punishment, being removed, suspended and terminated from IIT Guindy, I learned Chinese economy and now I am a very famous well-to-do man earning a lot. And then, few years before that Prime Minister passed away, I filed a court case against IIT and I won the case because it was a wrong termination and suspension and I am going to be awarded 3 crores for the whole years of my service. Had I worked in IIT for whole life, I could not have got 3 crores. Now I got that, I am getting this famous popularity in the whole country by fighting all these cases. At that time I thought it was bitterness. I resigned to God, now I think it is not bitter but better. Yattadagre vishamiva pariname amritopamam. Beginning it looked very bitter and we are all unwilling to have bitter capsules. You all want sugar-coated capsules, is it not? So that inner observation will reveal to us that though in the outset language-wise the Marjara Nyaya appears to be easy, it's not easy to practice. But once we have stuck to it, there is a great joy. Manikavasala, the great Shaiva saint, says, it is like the ride on the boat. Up to the boat you have to go and take the ticket. Once you enter the boat, finished. Relax now. Now God will ride the boat. The other approach is the Markata Nyaya, and Manikavachaka says that is a ladder approach. One is Edi, the other one is Toni. Toni is the boat approach, which is the Marjara Nyaya. Go and enter into the boat, that's all. The boatman will take you. You need not have to row the boat. Just sit, relax, enjoy, and the very speed of the wind will take the boat. And the other one is a ladder. But then going to the boat, booking a ticket and entering, that requires lots of effort, is it not? The tendency, the inclination, the willingness all have to come, and then we have to mew in such a way that the cat must be forced to come and pick up. And after picked up by the cat, we must be ready to be placed anywhere. It may place us in the kitchen, or it may place us on a tree, on a gutter, anywhere it will place. At that time, we should be ready for that. Whereas in the Markata Nyaya, the man starts at damn to God. I will myself do whatever has to be done. He starts climbing the ladder. Is that why not climb? That's a masculine approach, heroic effort. But there also dangers are there. In the effort, if there is any fallacy, suddenly you can fall down. And then you have to search out the ladder. Step by step you have to proceed. Like the monkey, the grip. And the sadhaka's life, the proverbial monkey grip. It's called Kurangapidi. Infallible grip. But difficult to grip because we are gripping so many things at a time. Not only God, we are gripping hundreds of things in this world. So the grip becomes loosened. If you really watch, do we grip God alone? Are you gripping God alone? Inside the mind, in a hidden way, we are gripping so many things. We are holding on to so many things. But when the monkey child catches the mother, the grip is so powerful, single powerful unfailing hold. But in our case, any tempting thing comes, we hold that also. And suddenly the grip goes. So there is a danger of our grip getting loosened. Sri Ramakrishna gives an example of the two children. One child held by the father, another child holding the hands of the father. Suddenly it saw a kite or something and he started clapping. The boy who was clapping, he was holding the father's hand. As he started clapping, he lost the grip. And as he was walking on the bund of a field, suddenly he fell down. And we also fall so many times, is it not? Once in Kuala Lumpur, a lady told, Swami, I am a regular devotee. I told, is it so? Well, yes, I am a regular devotee. I told, 2 years I have never seen your face even a single time. No, 3.5 years before I used to come. I told, then how do you become a regular devotee? So last 3.5 years you have never come, yet because so many other things have caught hold of her. Then we had our committee and very important VIPs were in the committee. One day I asked one of the important members, why did he not come to the committee meeting? She told, there are many other important organizations where I am a member. Oh, that means this is not an important organization. The next meeting I told, your name is not in the list. Why, Swami? I told, there are important organizations where you have to attend. So I thought better you don't attend the unimportant organizations. Let me give place to another person. You are holding on to so many things at a time. It is impossible. Everywhere you may be telling the same reason. Maybe you are not going to any place according to your convenience, and you will tell that I have got a meeting in that organization, I have a meeting in that organization, this organization, and you may be whiling away your time, yet holding a place in all the organization and showing to outsiders, I am a member of Ramakrishna Mission. And it has got its own value, is it not? And our devotees also have this Aadhaar card. I am initiated in Ramakrishna Math. They will come to any center. Maharaj, I am initiated by Gambhiranji. Can I stay in the guest house? So hundreds of holds are there. But for the monkey, nothing. It doesn't bother, care about God or the mother. It says, I will hold white trouble God. He says, foolish kitten goes on shouting and mother has to come all the way running and pick the kitten and go. What a cruel fellow. Why should give so much trouble to God? God, I will climb the ladder. You be there as you are. I will climb and come there. That's it. Showing kindness on God himself. That's an extraordinary attitude. It is not that we can show kindness, but an unusual consideration. He says, oh Lord, you wait there. I will come. You are so honorable. You are so majestic, so important. Should I make you walk and come down the ladder? You have provided the ladder, the intelligence and the legs for me. I will climb and come up. And the sense of doership, it is acting there. Sri Ramakrishna says, the breeze of God's grace is constantly blowing, but the manly effort to unfurl the sails are necessary. So this Markata Nyaya, this unfurling the sails by continuous constant effort is being done, exhausting the sense of doership. At the last stage, when he will really find that nothing is happening, from the bottom of his heart he will shout, oh Lord! And then Lord will say, yes, I am here, just look. And we will find that Lord is just near us. But sometimes, just at the nick of the moment when the effort is going to bear fruit, we may lose confidence, we may lose patience. And the same thing happened with Bhadrachala Ramdasa. He was doing Abhishekam. 1,000 kumbhas were to be offered, water of 1,000 kalashas. And he was to have Rama Darshana. 999 kalashas he had done Abhishekam. And Rama did not come. The 1,000th one, he should have done it, simply banged it on the linga. And he could not get it. For one, you fail. Impatience. I am the doer, I must get, but let's finish the 1,000th Abhishekam also. So in the Bhadrachala Ramdasa story, we find this. The last moment, it can happen to us. So there, the presence of the ego expecting the results of the effort is It's constantly waiting, and God says, give it up. The effort has to be done judiciously without expecting the results thereof. Results are in the hands of God. Yours is to do the effort. That one is not working. Do the effort, and then you will find that depending on the sincerity, the eligibility, God will be forced to come. That is where the combination, Sri Ramakrishna says, Dakar Matan Dakile. If you call in such a way that calling mother is the effort, mother will come and pick up, but father you have to put effort. And for the monkey there is one benefit, that till monkey catches, mother will not carry. Monkey child will not be put here and there. Is it not? Until the monkey catches, mother also will not run. And once the monkey catches, the kitten catches the mother's belly, that monkey will not jump in a reckless way. Is it not? Have you seen when a child is holding and the mother monkey is jumping, it will never, I have seen in Khetri Ashrama, that monkey will never jump in such a way that the child will fall down. It is also taking care. But there is a danger that, as we said, if the hold, the grip, and if you lose attention like the boy, suddenly the grip goes. It rarely happens. And the other child who was on the shoulder of the father, he was clapping and he didn't fall down. So Sri Ramakrishna says both these efforts are to be combined in our life. Pray, surrender, and along with the surrender, go on doing the effort also. In the process of doing the effort, the karta aham, I am the doer sense will slowly get erased out, and as soon as the doership gets erased out, deleted, then suddenly you will find God is waiting there at the doorstep to give the fruits. So in these two approaches, we find two different divergent tendencies. One is to expect God to do, and another is to do what God expects us to do. In one, the kitten is waiting for God, and in the monkey, he is not waiting for God, he is doing whatever is to be done, and then as soon as the God comes, or before God comes, he does everything and finishes, and he is also waiting. So both the cases, effort also is required, and then the divine grace also is required. So kitten Marjara and the monkey Markata, these two tendencies are to be combined. As per the time, place and situation, we have to use it in a combined forceful way. Some situations we will not be able to fight out. Then we pray to God. Oh God, take care of it. Where it is possible to fight, fight it out. So this is a approach, face the brute. Swami says, fight out. And once you have fought out and the whole energy level is raised, really God comes, and sincerely when it is done, we will find the mysterious law of spirituality works and the divine grace descends. So Sri Ramakrishna's method is combining surrender and self-effort and then leaving it to God. Like Muhammad told, somebody was in his camp, and as they alighted on the place where they have to do the camping, the tents were erected, and he asked, where is the camel? And the assistant told, Allah ke bharose chhod diya, won't go. Believing, surrendering to Allah, I left the camel. Prophet Muhammad told, Pahle bando won't go, fir Allah ke bharose mein chhod. First try the camel and then leave it to Allah's grace. So Swami was there and a lady came. Swami, I asked for your blessings for the recovery of my husband. Have you blessed my husband? And Swami told, I asked you to take him to the doctor. Have you done it? Well, no. That is a result that my blessings are not working. My blessings will work the moment you take your husband to the doctor. First take him to the doctor, do the self-effort, and then surrender. So the human fallacy, the defect in our system is that in both the cases, we do part of it. We don't do wholehearted, total effort, nor do we wholeheartedly surrender. Sri Ramakrishna's message is wholeheartedly make effort and then surrender. Tie the camel, do the self-effort and then leave it to the grace of God. So the great Samanvayacharya in his life, tremendous effort he put, is it not? What Herculean effort he had put, 12 long years. And when Swami Vivekananda was passing through that great cyclonic effect on the mind, Sri Ramakrishna says, it is not even 1/10 of the cyclone that went through my personality. So terrific effort, and along with that Sri Ramakrishna is constantly depending on God. So that is the culmination of spiritual practice where we combine the kitten's approach and also the monkey child's approach, and that is a unified approach of Sri Ramakrishna. So in our life, according to the time, place, person, situation, put forth the manly effort. Where it is not possible, pray to the Lord, and whatever be the results, accept it. That is the same logical way of living. Jai Ramakrishna.